Hey everyone, welcome to a new XDefiant video. Before we get started, figure I'd try something a bit new and put in my socials at the start of the video instead of towards the end. But don't worry, I'll add timestamps if in case you want to skip this part whenever going forward. But yeah, if you want to follow me on Threads, because I don't use Twitter, you can follow me there, join my Discord, or just subscribe to my YouTube channel. The first two will be in the description. So, meta, a word that in my opinion kills the fun out of any game because it limits the weapon choice a player gets down, and unreliably so, as weapons can be tweaked with attachments or buffed or nerfed by the devs, making them feel pretty outdated pretty quickly. And that's the whole point of this video. I wanted to give you some insight on what really is meta. As someone that's been grinding most of the weapons, I can assure you almost every weapon is viable. No offense to the people making meta build videos, because that's kind of how I came across this video. Apparently, I usually like to go on other YouTube channels to get some news occasionally, since again I don't use Twitter, and the only people I've come across is just Jay Bowman and Jack of all trades. Unfortunately, everyone else just kind of makes these meta build videos, and I've even been fortunate enough to go against a few of them, since they usually have YT in their name. But I've noticed a pattern regarding whenever they make these kind of videos. I mean, I see it in the videos, but then when I go against them, because like I said, I look up, I see they make meta videos. I always notice things. One, they always pick a popular weapon, and two, they slap on attachments that normally only increase the movement speed and ADS speed. And lastly, three, they will always showcase the weapon in a match that they clearly won. And this one, it's kind of funny because you'll notice, unless it's team deathmatch, the match will be really close and they have a really low objective score. But the important thing to note, if the third condition isn't met, they just keep playing until they get a match they can show to make the build more credible. Here's the true way to make a meta: play 5 matches with a weapon and identify its strengths and weaknesses. So no attachments, just play it as is. Pick any faction or whatever, but make sure the gun itself is practically no attachments. That's gonna take some time, but since and that's why you clicked on this video. But just in case, to kind of save you the time, you can do this like anytime. But here's what I kind of figured out from playing most of the classes. I'm only gonna cover a few because it'd be a long video if I covered them all. SMGs, good at close range, bad at range. They have good movement and ADS. So from this alone, depending on the weapon, either eliminate the weaknesses by adding attachments that increase the range, or play into them and add things like the super light front barrel to basically increase the ADS and give you a bit of a movement speed. Aside from that too, some weapons like the PP19 have a slow fire rate. So one thing you could do is, and this is they kind of messed it up here, but remember, SMGs have a fast ADS speed. You can add either a muzzle booster or rapid fire to kind of compensate for that, or just play the highwayman if you don't want to risk losing some range and getting a penalty on your ADS speed. Next is assault rifles. They're usually balanced, but most are affected indifferently. Some deal more damage but have a slow fire rate or ADS speed or fire rate, but lack range. Simple things like that. It's like kind of like the AK, really good at what's it called, long range, kind of horrible close to range because of its ADS. But like I said, that's where you kind of have to build around it. Another one is the ACR. Everyone seems to use that one because it hits hard, but realistically, if there was no attachments on it, it does have a bit of a slow ADS speed. Again, I'm not going to cover all gun categories, but hopefully you get the idea of every person is different. Copying a meta will ultimately ruin your fun with the game if that weapon gets touched by the devs. Simply put, don't follow a meta, learn from your experience with the weapon and make it your own. Because just remember, even if someone makes a crazy bunny hopping meta weapon build, it's usually countered by some player strafing left and right, or something as simple as just hip firing and fully automatic shotgun. Again, metas aren't such a big deal. Anyways, hopefully this video was informative. And again, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like. Feel free if you have any questions regarding, weapon builds. Again, I'm more of a person that will just give you advice. Don't take mine as like, oh, he's played this game long enough, he knows what he's talking about. I'm just gonna give you advice. You can choose to follow it or just build off of it. So if I say, oh, use this gun kicks a lot, use vertical. So you add that on, and then add something else to kind of tone down whatever punishments. Like, I think one of them gives you a 10% vertical recoil control, but it decreases your ADS speed. So add an attachment that will kind of lower that out, if that makes sense. But anyways, yeah, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and yeah, leave a like as well, and hopefully I'll see you all later, everyone.